What's up, guys? Welcome back to House Flipper Remastered. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to leave a like on the video. It would be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, we got started on a bit of a challenge, which was to create a home specifically for the family Jonson. Now, I'm really sorry that I had to leave you guys hanging all weekend and that I missed Monday's upload. I'm having some issues with my editing workstation. It's rendering videos very, very slowly, and at this point, I cannot afford a replacement. So we're just going to keep rolling with it for as long as we can. Maybe next month I'll be able to pull the trigger on a new one. But enough about that. A lot of you guys had some really good ideas and tips for the family Jonson, so I'm going to get the comments from the previous episode pulled up just as a bit of a refresher for myself. And who knows, maybe you'll see your name up on the big screen. As if that's something that people care about. Here we go. I saw this one suggested a lot. This is just the first person who suggested it. Why not put the living room by the garage and a large kitchen and dining room together? So basically, take our living room and our dining room and just swap them. Not a bad idea. Also, they like it if grandma has her own mini apartment, so maybe grandmama needs like a kitchenette or something in her room. We could probably make that work as well. And I like the closet doors, thank you. I'm glad you like the closet doors. Here's another one. Perhaps make the dining room into a living room and have a kitchen dining room where you have the kitchen. Like I said, solid idea. You need specifically kids' items in the kids' room to make them happy, if that helps. I'm pretty sure we're good on that. I agree with the other commenter who suggested putting a living room by the garage and the dining room right by the kitchen. Also, I think if you put toys in the living room, that will make it a family room, and they like that. Love the long vids. Good, I'll keep rambling then. I like the idea of choosing one of the buyers. They needed a family room, and for a room to be considered a family room, it must be at least 10 meters, 10 square meters, I'm assuming, and have a big, maybe L-shaped sofa and a side chair. Most importantly, add some toys in it that will change it from a living room into a family room. The next one is a bit of a TLDR type of situation. I'm certainly not going to read through the entire thing now, but it's more of the same stuff that we've sort of been hearing. Dining room where the living room is, living room where the dining room is, kids section in the kids room. As far as like the catalog goes, use the kids section. Smoth family mentioned they don't want kids toys in their bedroom, so if we were to put some kids toys in the master bedroom, maybe that would bump the Smoth family down and the family Jonson up. It's definitely worth a shot. Emily said to put toys in the living room to make it a family room. They like that. We can definitely make that happen. And then this is the last one. One thing that I learned from the Jonson family, the family Jonson in the OG game, is all you have to do is have enough bedrooms, but also at least 3 full baths, which I'm pretty sure we have here. They went on to say, as long as I have those 2 things, the family Jonson would always buy my houses. If the remastered is anything like the OG, it would and should probably be the same. Hopefully that's the case. So the first thing that I want to check out then is in the current living room. I do think I'm going to try to just swap these around as well, and we'll see what that does for our potential buyer list. But what we need are some kids' toys. Are those in accessories? Kids. Here we go. Let's just pick something real simple. Hopscotch. Why the heck not? And that is not going to fit. Wait, it's one big room, though, so this is technically the same. The more toys, the better. They enhance kids' creativity. Okay, we might be onto something. Hang on just a second. Let's put this down. That didn't bump them up, but it didn't bump them down yet. We need like 1 or maybe 2 more things in here. How about a penguin? We already have one of these upstairs, but... Okay, family Jonson liked that, but Smoth family also liked that. So maybe we will have to add some of these toys. Ooh, let's do this. No, that's too big. We're not going to be able to keep that long term. How about a Ragdoll Sue? Sure. That only... Okay, there we go. I was going to say that only helped the Smoth family. But let's try putting some kids' toys in the master bedroom. And I think That should bump the Sloth family down. So far, one toy did nothing. Did absolutely nothing for us. How about a teddy bear? Sloth family? Yes. Oh. Family Jonson said children should have toys in their bedrooms, meaning that they don't want toys in their master bedroom. And neither does the Sloth family. How about a little bunny wabbit? And they don't care about that at all. Some of the toys, they're like, yeah, that's a toy, and other ones they don't consider to be toys. It's very strange. Bessie is 100% a toy, though. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Sometimes it bumps them up, sometimes it bumps them down. We're gonna sell those. Good, no toys in our bedroom. Well, yeah, both families appear to dislike that. And then I'm gonna sell these because I do want to try putting, what the heck was that? Did you guys see that? There might be a ghost, or maybe it was a leaf. It could have been a leaf falling from outside. That tends to happen. I'm gonna try just moving this stuff over here. Or wait, we needed a big couch too, didn't we? And we might still have to add like some sort of separation wall in between the dining room and the kitchen just to get it to count as a separate room. Living room is large enough. Somebody else had said that it needs to be at least 10 square meters. This one's 31. So we should be good on that. Furniture, not dining room. A living room. Sofas. We need a big ol' heckin' sofa. And before I was sorting it by price ascending, somebody else had said that it didn't necessarily seem to matter the cost of the furniture. So let's try disregarding that for right now. Here we go. This is a very large couch. I will probably change the color of it later. Oh no. Okay, it's a little large. Let's just get it sort of tucked into this back corner here. I don't know if I want to keep the rug either. For now, we can definitely leave it. And I know it said armchair in addition to this large couch, but they also like wooden furniture. So that's still just a room. It is not yet a living room, so we probably need a TV, I would think. Was that TV stand? I think it was TV stand for the cabinet. Here we go. I know I've used this one once before, but I just want to try to find something that fits really well over here. Something kind of on the larger side. This could work. And then again, we'll change like the colors of everything in a moment. Well, that bumped somebody up. Ooh. Family Jonson. We're going to add an 85-inch television right yonder. Still just a room. Do we really need an armchair then? That is news to me, ladies and gents. That is news to me. Okay, living room furniture, armchair. A poof is technically an armchair, but let's go for something a little bit comfier, maybe something with a backrest. I don't really love the heart-shaped pillows, though, if I'm being honest. We could do that, too. That wouldn't take up too much space. How about your stereotypical lazy boy? A nice leather armchair. That could be good. It's not wooden. Still just a room. How is it still just a room? We have a TV. We have a TV stand. We have an armchair. Now we have a couch. What if we had another couch in here? I don't want to keep this here long term. What's happening? Where are we gonna watch TV? It's right here. That's not... That's not who we're trying to satisfy, but check out who just bumped up to the top of the dang leaderboard. The family Jonson. The family Jonson just undid. Oh, coffee table. I think this is gonna do it. Check this out. Living room. Done. Oh, no. Okay. Hang on, it's not the end of the world just yet. Let's grab this rug. And we're gonna slide this on over. Ooh, we might have to get a smaller rug. Slide this on over to the dining room area. Soon-to-be dining room area. Obviously not finished just yet. Okay. If that rug could be like right there, that's perfect. Sort of. It'll work for now. And this is just considered to be a large kitchen. Okay, what if we had this in here? Still just a living room. What if we get rid of the lazy boy and replace it with this? Super creepy. I really don't like rocking chairs. Okay, still a living room, and the family Jonson is currently in second place. So back to accessories, kids. We need toys. We need toys in here for sure, for sure. But what do we want? I mean, the hopscotch mat could fit here better than it fit in the other room. So let's do that. That's one toy. But of course, the Sloth family likes that too. So I just want to see it change from saying living room to family room. And it doesn't seem to want to do that by just adding toys in here. I want to try the armchair thing again. Maybe a rocking chair doesn't count as an armchair. Still says living room. How about now? Family room. There it is. Oh, but the Sloth family wants that too? Okay. This just gets more and more difficult as time goes on. Well, we don't have the dining room yet. Maybe that'll bump the Sloth family down. And then what about bookshelves? We have all of those over there, but since this is now the living room, I'm thinking that maybe we should move the bookshelves here. And we might even smash this out a little bit. We'll take that out. And maybe this out as well. And now everything in between. It's gonna look a little funky. I know one of you had said that you didn't really like basically blocking off the staircase like this. I don't like it either. But it's the only way, since the staircase is right here, it's the only way for us to be able to separate these rooms. Oh, and now it says family room with kitchenette. That's great. So, are we not able to do this then? Or what's going on there? How deep are these? Too deep. I think that is too deep. Because if we wanted to put a wall on the backside, which is what I was planning on doing, I mean, that doesn't look bad. Maybe there's a different bookshelf thing that we could use. Yeah, so we can put walls here. I think I'm gonna just do a wall all the way across this. Just for funsies. And then as far as like the, wait, can we panel the tops of walls? That's technically a floor, right? One sec. It is not technically a floor, which means it must be a wall. Here we go. Okay, that will work. And that'll sort of make this blend in a little bit more. It's not the exact same wood type that the staircase is using, but I couldn't really find anything else that looked closer. We need one more. One more package of tiles, and the deed is done. All right. I don't think I'm gonna do that same thing for the actual wall, just really for the top to make it blend in. I dig it. I think that looks better. Now, back to the bookshelves. Are we able to get this further back there? We are, just a tad. Okay. And they were happy, by they, I mean the family Jonson, they were happy with the amount of bookshelves that we had before. So if we just move them to a different room, that shouldn't change anything. Wow, that ended up being the exact same amount of space, or bookshelves, however you want to look at it. Cool. And still a family room. That's good. Now over here, I want to do a window, now that we can actually do a window there. But I feel like we're probably still going to have to split this room in two to make a proper dining room. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I love how just massive this main entrance is, though. I think they'll probably like that too. Let's do window first, and then we'll figure out the whole like dining room table situation. It was param, right, for these windows? Sure was. All right. What about this guy? That's a good fit. Maybe a little too low, though. Or tall. Low, tall, it's all the same. There we go. That is perfect. Still getting a little bit of that weird, like, freezing every now and then, and it doesn't seem to be related to the autosave, so I'm not sure. Whoops. I'm not sure what's going on with that. So we're doing white wood here, natural oak, and that's it. Done deal. Yeah, that's nice though. For the dining room, I think that's gonna be quite a bit better. The rug, let me do top-down view. Yeah, now we're talking. This is like The Sims for real. I just want to move this down, maybe to here. Yeah. No, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Rug replaced. I've got it almost perfectly lined up in that corner, but I'm thinking that, let me get my sledgehammer out. I'm thinking that we should just do away with this now as well. Because I'm still not 100% sure that we need to have the kitchen and dining room separated. We'll see what it says once we get the table and stuff in there. But for this, we need novella, and we want the one that has that little tiny corner bit on it. So we're doing green, natural oak, glass, black candles, perfect. And that is going right there. Excellent. I think that looks nice. We got the green on the rug, we got the green in the kitchen, you know, sort of tying the two spaces together. But let's look at dining room tables. We need something pretty good size. It's a big family. So we need, let's see, they have 3 kids, and then there's 3 adults, including grandmama. So we need at least 6 chairs. Something that could fit 6 chairs around it comfortably. I know they like the look of IKEA furniture because it's cheap. So I'm gonna try this. Black legs or white legs? Let's do white. I feel like I usually go with black legs for a like wood top table. So we'll switch it up a little bit. Wow, that's almost bang on in the middle. Almost. Definitely not perfect, but it'll do. So now that we have our table, let's find us some chairs. Oh, what was that table called? Shoot. I gotta go all the way down here now. I'm wondering if they have chairs that match it, though. Simosta chair. That's wooden. I think they'll dig that. And then let's go with white wood again. Sure. We know they like that wooden furniture. Well, I've got a table. I've got 6 chairs, and it still says large kitchen. So this doesn't count as a dining room. I don't know what needs to be done in order for it to count as a dining room. We could definitely try, you know what, I'm just gonna move this rather than selling it, because odds are we're probably gonna have to replace it again. But this guy is gonna be brought down there temporarily. And let's see what would happen if we closed this off and just added a little layer of separation between the dining room and the kitchen. Maybe to like here. We'll do our little corner posts like that. And lintels. Lintels all across the top. There and here. Dining room. It now says dining room. But I don't believe that changed how the family Jonson feels about it at all. This actually doesn't look too terrible. I think instead of a lintel there, though, we probably want a full wall. Just so the lintels don't go, you know, perfectly up against the wall. I think that looks a little strange. This is good. This is good. I spent a couple of extra minutes just adding lights in all of the rooms here on the main floor. So we've got a very basic chandelier here in the dining room. Lighting in the kitchen was already handled. I added just 3 halogen bulbs there in the main entryway. We've got some more halogen bulbs here in the family room, not to be confused with the living room. I did add lights in the garage. I'm kind of toying with the idea right now of getting rid of the garage for more space for Grandmama if she needs like a studio type of situation. I don't think the family Jonson really cares about having a garage. So like this space and the bathroom and maybe even Grandmama's room could all be reworked. But what I want to find out first is how we would convert this room into a studio or whatever. Like, is it as simple as just adding a kitchenette in here and maybe her own little spot to eat at? I have no idea. Does she need a couch and a TV of her own as well? If that's the case, then we 100% need to ditch the garage, because I mean, we couldn't fit all of that stuff in a 23 square meter room. It wouldn't work. So let's first take Grandmama's bed, and we're gonna put it up along this wall, I think, instead. Maybe getting rid of the windows for right now as well, because now we can slide this over even further to like there. And then let's just do a very simple kitchenette along this wall. Of course, using the novella set that we come to know and love. But I'm going to get this piece together real quick, and we'll see if that changes anything about this room. All that it's missing now is a sink. And we'll see what the family Jonson thinks about that. Wait, this is now a large kitchen with a bed in it. That's weird. That feels really weird. I wonder if is there other stuff that we need to have in here for it to be a bedroom? I've added 2 nightstands, 2 lamps, a spot for her to do her makeup at, and then like a proper dresser. And it still says large kitchen, but that kind of gave me an idea. What if we just made an outdoor kitchen? Because I don't necessarily think that the family Jonson wants Grandmama to have her own kitchen within her bedroom. I think that they're just looking for 2 separate kitchens in the house. So if we did like an outdoor kitchen, I'm pretty sure that it would satisfy all of their needs. So I'm gonna sell this. We can probably keep that. Probably keep the nightstands as well. But I'm just gonna move this outside, and we'll see if they're still happy with that. It didn't seem like they were unhappy about this change, but since it's an outdoor kitchen and not contained within some walls, it doesn't technically count as a kitchen. So I do think we'll have to move it back indoors, which means I'm gonna have to redo like this whole side of the main floor, minus the family room. Family room is fine, but all of this is gonna have to get sort of re-laid out. I want Gram to still have a closet. I want her to have her own bathroom, whether it's set up like it is now, where it sort of acts as like the main floor bathroom and Gram's full bath, or if it's a standalone full bath for Gram and then we do a different main floor like half bath. We'll see. We'll see what we have room for. The garage for sure is gonna have to go. Let's go ahead and just do that real quick, and we'll see if that changes anything for the family Jonson. It does not. It changes nothing. Actually, another thing that we could do, if we head out front, we might be able to delete a little bit of the driveway up here and bring this wall out even further. Because we've already determined that we can't really have any windows on the second floor here. So if we did just like a little angled roof, it might not look too bad. And that would give us another spot to have like a laundry room slash half bath for the main floor. And then we could give Gram her own thing. I'm gonna just try this, and we'll see what we think about it. If we don't like it, then we don't have to commit to it. Ooh, can we expand this? Nope. Wishful thinking. Oh no. Why can we not do that? Are the pavers in the way? Okay, so we'll get rid of a couple more. Back to house building. Are the plants in the way? This is weird. That wall is, for sure. Which seems odd. Interesting. I'm gonna, you know what? The plants, we don't actually want to keep looking like this anyway, so I'm just gonna remove at least these. How about now? Still no. Why, though? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so my brilliant idea might not pan out. Let's see if we did this. Can we bring this over? Here we go. Here we go. Hang on a second. We might have did something here. And let's bring it out a little bit further, I think. If we're able to do that. Maybe just like that? That could work. That could work. Let's finish that. And now we need our grappling hook. Whoops. Let's go right past it. Get that thing to detach. Let's do a quick little roof here. And then we'll continue reworking everything else. Did we ever change this roof? No. I think it's this guy. It looks pretty close. There it is. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Okay, so it needs to clip. It needs to clip a little bit. But not that much. And then it should have a little bit of overhang. Do we need to go further? I think right there looks good. That's looking solid. And we can't actually have any overhang off of the front of it. But I like this. We'll commit to doing that. There's no windows, so it hopefully won't get screwed up like our custom house did. I'm gonna patch up this driveway real quick, and then I'll reconfigure the whole left side of the main floor, and and I guess I'll see you guys here in a few minutes.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
After removing the random assortment of flowers that we had all around this house, we've once again got the family Jonson to the top of the leaderboard, and hopefully they'll stay there. We've still got quite a bit of work to do, but let me show you guys Grandmama's new crib over here. Now, there is a slight issue with it, and that issue is the game still considers this to be a garage, even though there's no garage door and hasn't been one for quite some time. As soon as I put down the appliances and slapped a sink in this room, the Jonson family, or the family Jonson, was quite pleased, saying, quote, 2 kitchens? Now Graham can have one, or something along those lines. It is kind of a bummer that it's not registering as living room with kitchenette, or even just kitchen or living room for that matter. The fact that it says garage is kind of making me a little upset. But over here, we have Graham's brand spanking new full bathroom with a tub this time. I don't know how old Graham is. Maybe the tub was a bad call. I feel like that would be a little bit difficult to get in and out of. Again, depending on her age. But at least there's a shower. Maybe she doesn't even want to use that. Heck, the parents might give the kids a bath in there, or maybe the kids just want to give themselves the bath in there. I don't really need to justify it. It's a bathroom. But over here, we have Graham's brand spanking new room as well. I did want to do a closet. As I started to try to like wall off a closet space in here, I decided that it took up too much room. So I think Graham actually has the largest room in the whole house. Now, the parents, that was weird. The parents could either choose this room for their room, or they could have the room upstairs as well. I mean, we're gonna leave that up to them as long as they're at the top of the leaderboard. That's all we care about. So instead of a like walled off closet, when the camera just moves and teleports me to look in a different direction, that's not great. That is not great. I really don't like that. But we've got just like a wardrobe, a standalone wardrobe thing in here instead. It's all right. And then a creepy rocking chair just for Graham. Let's go. Oh, wait. And also a half bath as well. So we got rid of that weird little like hallway bit that used to lead into Graham's room, and then we used to have the door that used to lead into Graham's full bathroom, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So having her whole little studio area be behind just one door, I feel like makes more sense. Sort of. I gave them a bunch of books too, because that's something else that they really wanted. Not only bookshelves, but tons and tons of books. So there's a lot of repeating titles in their bookshelf. I hope they don't mind that. But there's only so many books that we can use. I haven't done a dang thing upstairs this whole episode so far. I just want to make sure that the rooms are still counting as rooms. Okay, good. We have children's room. This is just bedroom. If we put a rug in there, since we have some toys. Let's see, actually. Let's test this really quick. If we were to take the toys out of this room, will the family Jonson still be at the top of our highest bidder list? Ooh, dicey. It looked like they wanted to say something, but then they weren't sure about it. So if we were to add another rug, the teeniest, tiniest rug you've ever seen, back into here, do they still like that? Okay, they've decided that there are enough rugs, potentially, and they don't care. So I am going to sell these toys. And then in here, children's room. Good. We've got a bathroom still. We've got another children's room. And another one. And another bathroom. We're chilling. Ladies and gentlemen, we are chilling. So, what we need to do now is, well, we should probably add some like furnishings up there and maybe like an outdoor barbecue area. But I can also tackle that while we're doing this other thing, which is all of the wall coverings. All the Umika everywhere. Gotta have that good old-fashioned Umika. And then, of course, we're gonna have to do all of the floor coverings in each and every room. I did change this floor already, and I kind of think I'm gonna go with that throughout most of the main floor. It's got good contrast. Keep in mind we're using that natural oak wood and like white trim everywhere, so I think a darker floor would probably look the best. I'm just gonna shut up and get after it. I'll see you guys here in a bit. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That absolutely sucked. Not the painting, not the wall coverings or the flooring, but the Yumika, believe it or not, of all things. And that's mainly because we had to go about this job, or this flip, I should say, almost like backwards of how we would usually flip a property, because typically we wouldn't have any furniture or like even cabinets really in the house before we do our good old-fashioned Yumika. But since all of this stuff was already here, a lot of it I had to move, and even more of it I had to sell. Like the sinks in all the bathrooms and the toilets in all the bathrooms, those had to get sold and then reinstalled after I finished the Yumika. The end result, obviously, very, very good. I'm super, super happy with the way that everything turned out, but let me show you guys what we've got cooking. So kitchen, largely unchanged. I mean, you probably would have seen a good majority of this in like the time lapse, but sometimes it can be a little bit too fast. I did end up changing this one window here in the dining room because the original one didn't really line up very well with the center of the table. This one thankfully does. So that is pretty much the only big change in here apart from the wall coverings. I really wanted to do the wall panels or the like the wainscoting stuff, right? But when you have windows in a room, it doesn't really work around there because it's actually taller than the window sill for most, if not all, windows. So instead of doing that, I opted for like the wainscoting panel slash paint thing. I think it looks pretty solid. A lot of the walls in here are brighter colors, and that's just because the Jonson family, or the family Jonson, likes bright colored walls. So I, instead of doing just all white everything, I decided to go with more like neutral colors everywhere. I would say that most of the main floor, thought I missed a spot, it's just a weird glare from the TV. I would say that most of the main floor though is gray beige, except for this half bath. I wanted to try something real funky in here, and actually a portion of this wall was originally paneled with this wallpaper. So I just ran with it. I think it looks pretty solid. And then once again we have more gray beige in here, that iconic white subway tile in both Gram Gram's kitchenette and our main green kitchen over yonder. Speaking of Gram Gram, her room got a decent little upgrade with some horizontal shiplap, of course. Had to do it. Really, really did have to do it. Other than that, it's just more gray beige. And then this sort of shade of purpley red, maroon, magenta, whatever you want to call it, has just kind of become Gram Gram's color. So I decided to paint her room accordingly, her bathroom accordingly as well. Looks pretty solid. Dude, 10 hours. You guys, 10 hours is the amount of time that we've spent on this property all together, not just today, but in the with the previous episode in mind as well. It's taken a long time. It really has taken a long time. So when we go to sell this place and it doesn't fetch us a stupid amount of money, I'm going to be really upset. And I probably won't ever flip anything for the family Jonson ever again. But fingers crossed, that won't happen to us. Up here, since there weren't as many windows, I did decide to use that wainscoting wall panel stuff. I think it looks pretty solid. Over here in the master bedroom, the parents' bedroom, we've got more of that horizontal shiplap. And then this is a green color that we used once before. I can't remember the name of it, but my original idea was just to use it in a bathroom because we had done that once before, and I really liked the way that it looked. But I thought maybe in contrast, like with the shiplap, it would look pretty solid in the bedroom, so I just sort of ran with that in there as well. Got it throughout the closet. Solid looking place, though. I still got to do some furniture or something out there. And actually, in some of these rooms, too, we're going to have to go through still and just add some more stuff. Like, the kids' rooms are pretty sparse, I would say. So, like, they need dressers and whatever else you would put in a children's bedroom. Maybe we could ditch these rugs and swap those out for something else, maybe something a little bit larger. We've gone for a light blue here in the eldest son's room, I think. I mean, that's why we made the bed messy. It's up to them. Ultimately, I think it's up to the kids as to which room they want to call theirs. Bathroom, I tried to go just for a nice in-between color, so this is a gray of some sort. Doesn't look too terrible, I don't think. Got that Yumika everywhere, though, of course. And then I was going to do green for this room, but since it's already got a lot of green in it, and there will probably be more green, I thought we could open that with the dresser or whatever else. I figured maybe just like a light brown would do the trick in here. Moving on to the very last room in the entire house, actually. This is the daughter's room. Had to go with pink, of course. There are other girly colors as well, but this just really sells it. We've got the same pink here in the bathroom. I love the white subway tile here in this shower more than the other showers, I think. It looks better here, in my opinion. And then more pink here in the closet. But that is that, ladies and gents. So, what we need to do now. First of all, when we go to sell this property, I would like to partake in the garden competition. So obviously we're going to have to do some sort of like Americanized outdoor barbecue type of area. I'm going to put that somewhere in this general vicinity. We have to do some like sun loungers or something up there for the parents. What do you call that? Outdoor, like walkout balcony patio thing. And then the very last thing that we need to do to the property is change up the exterior wall coverings. I don't want to just leave it cinder block and brick and some drywall up there as well. I'd like to try to get a more cohesive look for it. So I'm thinking we do either a brick and siding combination or a stone and siding combination. That's where I'm at right now. But I'm going to have to think on a little bit, and I'll do that while I complete this outdoor barbecue area. Okay, here's what I'm thinking we'll end up going with. We've got what was this one called? Olav Red Brick. We actually used this on a previous job many episodes ago now. I can't remember which one it was, but I was quick to find that in the store and put it to good use. So we've got that, and then it has sort of a light beige tan grout mortar line. So I figured our siding should probably be something similar. So this is, what was it, light brown? Yeah, light brown. There's also brown or dark. So light brown, horizontal siding here on the main floor, and then on the second floor, we've of course gone for a vertical plank instead. And I think that'll help just sort of break up the different levels a little bit. I want to do, maybe just on this back wall here where that window and this door are, I want to do more of this brick in there. In between the two, like, towers that it's got on either side of it. As for the rest of the place, I mean, we could probably just do more of that vertical plank up there on the second floor, horizontal down here. Like this whole little extrusion where it's cinder block now, that'll be brick. And probably back here too. Like Graham's whole pad. We just do all of that in brick. Maybe bring some around the back too, just so it's not all the same. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. So, like, from this corner over to this corner is where it'll stop. We'll do some brick. Vertical up there on the top. Horizontal, vertical. Horizontal, vertical. You get it. You get it. It is going to take me some time to complete this, but I think it's going to look pretty dang good. Also, we walked right past the little outdoor barbecue area, and I didn't even talk about it. Simple little table, umbrella. they're cheapos, so I went with the super cheap chairs, and I think that they'll be very, very happy about that. We've got the same sort of grill setup that we usually use. I also gave them an additional grill because it's a big family. I don't know if they could grill up enough food on just this one grill for everybody. Hopefully that comes in handy for them. And then just 2 little sun chairs over here. Nothing crazy. But that should allow us to get... Oh. Yeah, and then we've got a hammock and just 2 sun loungers up there for mom and dad. But that should allow us to get the American garden thing. Maybe. This place looks like $1 million. It looks like $1 million house. At least that's what I think. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it down in the comments. Do I think we're gonna get $1 million out of the sale of this property? No, I do not. That'd be really cool. I just don't really expect the family Jonson to have it like that, you know what I'm saying? Because they've been kind of like cheapos on all the furniture and whatnot. Also, speaking of furniture, I really should have gone back upstairs and like changed out the rugs in the kids' bedrooms and like gave them some dressers and stuff. But I gotta tell you, I think 11 going on 12 hours is probably long enough to work on a property, wouldn't you say? That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with it. So, we've already gone around and looked at everything. Of course, we'll have some before and afters. Let's submit it for to the garden competition, the garden contest. This is the one. What do we got? Equipment, 1/2 star. Oh, right. So, like, I remember that from the first game. Something... No, because I sold the scaffolding. So it wasn't that. Something that was placed in the backyard, whether it was a grill or a chair or something, counted toward a penalty. And it said that it was equipment that was left behind. I'll take 112 points, though, for that. That's plus 23% on the home's value. I'm into that. Okay, so we bought this house, ladies and gents. We bought this house for $218,000. The house is 237 square meters. It has 19 rooms. That seems like a lot, but sure. Okay, let's try it out. Okay, 10, almost 11 hours. Why the little timer in the top right is off, I'll never know. But almost 11 hours, I do think that that's long enough. We are starting very low there, Jack. 84 grand, are you kidding me? We sold $60,000 worth of furniture. We only spent $24,000 on the total renovation. That doesn't seem like a lot. There it is. Holy cow, dude. $339,000 for a whopping $202,000 of profit. I am going to negotiate with them slightly. Let's see if they would come up $3,000 more dollars. Make it like 205, right? 205,000. Could be cool. Come on, family Jonson. Look at that extra profit from the garden competition. Good. We accept your proposal. $206,000 of profit. Let's go ahead and accept that. For the family Jonson. We did it for the family Jonson. We still never saw the family Jonson, but that's probably a good thing. So there's our before and our after. Ooh! So good. Sorry if that hurt anyone's ears. That used to be the master bedroom. It's now one of the kids' rooms. Again, used to be the master. Now one of the kids' rooms. That, I think... Oh, God. I put a cabinet up in the corner. I think that one that we just saw, the before, was the old chair room. One of you had said that it was an ex-mafia house, and that's why the chair was in that room, which would make sense why there was caution tape over the front door when we first bought the property. But I feel like... Hang on just a second. Once we get back to our house here. Oh, and I forgot to turn the music back on. Dang it. I turned it off while I was painting and paneling, just so... in case of fast forwarding, you know, there wouldn't be fast forwarded music in the background as well. There it is. Okay. Let's head on over to our computer real quick. I want to see... sold. This guy. Beautiful house for sale, 3 bathrooms and a pool, only serious offers. It does say the house of a mafia boss who landed behind bars. Terrible things happened in this house. This all makes sense now. The chair room, the standalone chair room, that checks out. But now an actual family is residing within the family house. Ex-mafia house, whatever you want to call it. But that brings us up to 685,000 schmackaroonies now. And on that note, ladies and gents, unfortunately, that is where we're going to have to wind things down at for today. Once again, though, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.